was
Yeah, I know who
was
Ginger
partner.
Rogers was, but I never seen like doing on backwards. I wish we would do, maybe we would do someday, a unicorn battle in New Orleans, dedicated to jazz, right, Alexander? Hmm?
Jazz battles.
Yeah, something like that. Innovation jazz battles, because like jazz is all about innovation, right, in music. Okay, hold on a second. I guess we are ready to go. Anastasia?
Yes. Ladies and
ready?
gentlemen, yeah, I'm very excited to greet you today at our Unicorn Battle in Boston. And let me introduce Anna Fedorova, Chief Partnership Officer of Startup Network and CEO of Unicorn Cup. Anna?
Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be virtually in Boston. Never been there, but hoping I'll be there someday. And I would like to remind you that our battles are happening thanks to our sponsors. Our platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund, our global golden sponsor, ICU Ventures, and our silver sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. The winner of this unicorn battle will join all the winners from all over the world at our finals that will be happening also online due to restrictions. There'll be 3-day finals, each for each time zone: Hong Kong time zone, London time zone, and New York time zone. There'll be 4 pitch sessions for European, Asian, and American startups, so join us for this gala event where all the VC industry and all the startup industry will be. We had done finals, we had done preliminary, battles almost in every major city there is in the world. Discovered a lot of extraordinary startups. Had met lots and lots of wonderful VC funds that are active right now, and our finals will be overwhelmed by the networking, new meetings, and everything that makes our great events even more great. Our partners and sponsors are welcome to join us. We have 7 more unicorn battles to go and 3 final days. I would like also to introduce you to our ecosystem. We are a smart ecosystem of internet platforms, services, and solutions, helping to solve almost any task there is in the field of the startups, innovations, helping corporations to find the right startup just for them, helping startups to succeed in this great world, helping VCs to find wonderful deals, and of course, helping partners to be really global with us. The core of our system, our heart, is Startup Network itself. It's a marketplace for real business, for startups, for angel investors, for private investors. Please enroll, register, and you will discover enormous amount of useful information and contacts. Unicorn battles. It's the thing I love, the thing I've been doing already over a year. And unicorn battles are helping startups to be really visible, helping investors to find great opportunities, and helping partners to become really global. Because as you can see in our map, we had done unicorn battles already in all those countries. If you would like to go to any country with us, if you see any city that we haven't been to, but you would like us to be there, please write to me, write to Anastasia, and we will be sure to do a battle there with you. It will be just great. That's our statistics. We are proud that we had been called already the largest global online pitch event in 2020 by geography and the number of the events. We had been doing the events for 11 years already, done more than 200 of them. This year, we had visited 27 countries, some offline before the restriction we managed to, and now online. All 5 continents. We haven't been to Antarctica yet, but maybe we will find some nice startups there and go there as well. Our winners are very successful in fundraising, and our VC community is growing. And we had enormous interactions with the number of the private investors and angel investors. Our online pre-acceleration program is a special program for the startups. They help them to relocate to United States. We grant them funds and services worth $50,000 and help them to enroll to the top American accelerators. So startups, this information is for you. Please register for our program to become a better version of yourself. Network VC, California Seed Fund, is one of our recent entities with 2 current strategies. First one, to participate as an investor in our pre-acceleration program for the chosen startups. And the second one, to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. And Silicon Valley Syndicate Club is a special entity that allows venture syndicates for different startups be easily organized. Now, any investor with a check of $10,000 is able to join our syndicates and get an access to best startups that we had found through our global network. And of course, partners are welcome. If you want to lead the chapter of our Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, please contact me on Anastasia and we'll tell you how. And now I would like to introduce you the COO of one of our recent entities, VC House. Natalie, are you with us? She will introduce you to the great opportunities for the VCs we have. Natalie? We are situated in different parts of the world and sometimes the connections. Okay. I'll tell you about the VC House. I know everything. The VC House is a special structure, invitation only, for the VCs. Now VCs can get together and bring a deal to the table where they're investors in, and they can invite other investors to join them. And there also will be a special event for the family houses, LPGP event. Please contact me or Anastasia to know more. And of course, we would like to welcome you at all our products. Anastasia, back to you. You're muted.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anna. So welcome everyone. And I would like to say thanks to our partners. It's a Silicon Finance Pre-Acceleration and Event Browse. So media partner. So thanks for sharing our events. And now agenda. We will introduce our jury board. Then will be startup competition. And after all judges voting, we will discover who will win today's and networking. So before we start, I'm very glad and please greet our honored judges who volunteered their valuable times for today's event. And please introduce yourselves and your funds for 1 minute and pointing to what industry, what check and state or geographical location you are invest in startups. And first, I would like to introduce Alexander Soroka, CEO and founder of Startup Network. Hi, Alexander.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to our Unicorn Battle today. And our fund is industry agnostic. Usually we invest from 50 to 250K. And we prefer to invest in United States or Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander. And I'm very pleased to introduce Roman Nikitov, head of ICU Ventures and our golden sponsor. Roman, thanks for
Good morning, Boston. It's a pleasure to be here. Seems like I'm traveling the world with startup networks lately, even though saving a lot on costs and time. ICU Ventures is a Kiev and London-based venture capital fund that invests at late seed or round A from 200 to $1 million. We prefer investing into the companies that would have some relation to Central or Eastern Europe. Usually our investments are ending up in the US or Western Europe, where the companies are migrating when they're growing. But therefore but we keep 30% of our portfolio still opportunistic to any other companies. And that's why we're here, looking forward to all the pitches today and wishing every startup the best luck.
Thanks for joining us today. And everyone is welcome to introduce yourselves. Just
Hi,
yeah.
then I will take the chance to be right in the beginning. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure being as a judge at all your battles. And so I'm Kirill Babic. I'm founder of Malamud Startups Agency. We are based in Frankfurt am Main, Germany, and Zurich, Switzerland. What we do is we focus on two main areas at Malamud Startups Agencies. On the one hand, we help venture capital firms to find co-investors for deals, and also raising money for their portfolio startups. And then on the other hand, we help startups, industry agnostic, to raise funds to help them to pitch their idea to outside world and prepare pitch material, reporting, and introduce them to our network of investors.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, Priti?
Thank you for that. Good morning and good evening, depending upon where you are in the world. Good afternoon as well. My name is Preeti Chaudhary and I'm a venture partner with Our Ventures. We are a sector agnostic firm. We write checks of up to $1 million via our angel investors and others associated with us, up to from $1 million to $10 million via our high stakes table. I'm glad to be here. It's going to be a huge learning experience listening to all the pitches. So thank you very much for that. Nice e-meeting everyone. And here's to today. Thank you very much for having me again.
Thanks.
I'll go if that's okay. I'm John Baer with Stoneheart Ventures. I'm a recovering venture capitalist and serial entrepreneur. I work with early stage companies. I'm based in Silicon Valley and help them with strategic and operational issues. And delighted to once again participate in Unicorn Battle. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I can go next. Hi, Anna. Hi, Anastasia. Hi, all my
Craig.
fellow judges. Great to see you all again, and great to be in Boston tonight, or today, or wherever you are in the world. My name is Fredrik Chuk. I'm head of innovation scouting for a company called Maersk Drilling. We're a Danish-based offshore drilling operator, looking to both cooperate with startups, but also invest in startups, not only within oil and gas, but also within sustainability. We have big projects coming up within carbon capture and storage, for instance, and other sustainable areas. So looking forward to all the great presentations today, and good luck.
Thanks.
Good morning. Hi, my name's Aristos Peters. I'm with Quorum Digital Venture Partners, but I'm just south of London in the UK. And I'm also doing something that goes under the name of De-Risk It, which is a profiling tool for investors and accelerators. Startups can use it as well. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Will Weddleton. I'm an active angel investor, actually in the Boston area. I'm a member of a number of angel groups, Launchpad Ventures, Walnut Ventures, and Chain Reaction. They all have a little bit of a different approach to their companies, and across the board would raise between $250,000 to maybe $1.5 million. Generally, they're technology-enabled companies that have a working prototype and are ready to go to market. and chain reaction actually focuses on the blockchain technology space. I'm always looking for innovative companies that are technology enabled, and look forward to the presentations today. Appreciate the opportunity to be with you.
Great to have you. Wonderful. I see Ella, Dr. Ella, come on, speak up. Haven't heard you for ages. Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Press a space bar.
Oh, okay. Hi, Anna. Sorry,
Hi.
I muted myself. Hi. So, thank you so much for the invitation, and it's really honored to be here again. So, my name is Ella Lee. I'm the partner of CGC Innovation Fund, and also serves as a VP of CGC Capital Corporation in Silicon Valley. We are the subsidiary of a CGC developing group that oversees Zhongguancun Park, the largest tech park in China. Under our partner company, we perform under the incubator plus fund models that provide services to local innovation communities. So myself is a scientist turned venture capitalist with 15 years experience in pharmaceutical and the biotech sector. And also have special focus in therapeutic investment opportunities from drug discovery to commercialization stage. I also look at the deals from my tech, AI, and IoT sectors. So good luck today with all the attendees, and we're gonna have fun here.
Sure we do.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us.
Great to have you.
So I'll go next.
Sure,
My name
yeah,
is
Jonathan.
Jonathan Chang. I'm with Sartorian Ventures. We structure and place debt and equity capital for early stage to middle market companies. We are largely agnostic, but largely we've been dealing nowadays with oil and gas, energy, technology, and media. And we are based out of New York here, and looking forward to hearing all the companies that are presenting today. Thank you.
Great to have you. Yes, next.
Hello, everyone. May I jump in?
Sure, yeah, you should.
My name is Khalid Bayramov, and it's a pleasure to me to be a judge today, and thank you for invitation. I'm an associate at a Positive Dialogue Management Company and IXD Capital. I just want to say a few words about both of these companies. Positive Dialogue Management Company initiates and carries out projects that facilitate global transition to the sixth wave of innovation, strategic development of future cities, and shaping of the future society. And as for IXD Capital, is a company that effectively brings together private capital business and innovation to foster development of the impact sector in Russia and the CIS region, working in close collaboration with its global partners. Thank you for giving me the floor, and I'm expecting to have fun and viewing very interesting projects today.
Thank you.
Surely do.
Can I go next?
Sure, yeah. Hi, Sudhir.
Hi. Thank you, Anna, Anastasia, Alexander, and Natalie for this opportunity. I'm Sudhir Kadam, venture partner at Faida Growth Partners based in Silicon Valley. My role is to put startups with early adoption on go-to-market steroids through our vast network of corporate connections and provide them customer and market access. Our portfolio companies are largely frontier technology startups, and some of our exits are in areas like location apps, video streaming, IoT platform, cloud workload protection that we had last year. My current focus is on AR, VR, computer vision, IoT, robotics, health and wellness technologies, wearables, teleoperations, and rejuvenation biotechnology. We also welcome unconventional startups that don't fall into any of these categories. I'm also an adjunct professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at San Jose State for professional MBA programs. Thank you.
Thank you. And
hi,
there is no special line. Oh, hi, Ruchi. Yes.
Hi, Anna. Hi, I'm Dr. Ruchi Dana. I'm a doctor in a Stanford MBA. I represent Dana Family Office. I'm logged in here from Dubai. We invest mainly in early stage and pre-IPO deals. In early stage, seed stage, we invest around $250,000, and in the pre-IPO deals, we invest a larger amount. I'm really looking forward to this, and I can see some exciting startups. I'm really looking forward to this. Thanks.
Great to have you with us.
Hi, I'll go. I'm Brad Bloomstrom. I'm a principal with Antera Capital here in Boston. Although we have offices in Amsterdam and Boston, so we're kind of split between North America and Europe. And our particular focus is anything in the food supply chain. So it could be food production or logistics. And we're generally a Series A stage investor.
Great, Brett. Welcome. Yeah, Victoria.
Hi, everyone. This is Victoria. I'm an associate at the International Accelerator Fund based in Southern California. We are industry agnostic, and we invest over 50 companies a year. I'm an advisor at Astia Angel Group, which is a women and a minority angel investors, and also relationship advisor and investor to Series A companies in head tech, retail tech, and energy. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you for coming. Yes.
Hello all, this is Kyle Sorosky. I'm a technology operating partner with Parthenon Capital. We are a private equity company primarily investing in healthcare and financial service sectors. Our typical equity check is usually high growth or later stage companies, 25 to 250 million. Good luck to all the competitors today.
Thank you. And Marcelo, you're smiling at me in my right corner of the screen.
I'm just waiting for the other guys. And I'm very happy with the weather outside Boston. My name is Marcelo. I'm located in Boston. I'm a managing partner of Untitled. We are totally agnostic. We invest from $500K to $5 million. I wish all the best to all startups. Thank you so much, Anna, Anastasia, Alexander. I guess it's my 6th or 7th Startup Battle. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Very nice to have you with us again. And anyone else would like to speak up?
Sure, I'll go. I was making sure everybody else can go first. Hi, I'm Catherine. Yeah, I'm a venture partner at Unventures. Thank you for having me again. It was a great experience last time. It was my first time judging the event. Good luck to everybody pitching today. In terms of our focus, we actually are focusing on companies seed and Series A stage that are actually contributing and solving problems and gaps within Economy 3.0. So that spreads across personal finance, financial health, as well as small and medium business solutions and future of work. So if anybody is actually solving a problem of remote payroll, in terms of how do we really value the skills of people that we're hiring now when we're going fully remote with a lot of companies, do reach out because that's my new passion. I want to find a solution for that one.
I think everybody nowadays needs a sort of solution like that. Great that you're with us. Yes, Gulane.
Yeah, I'm Guillaume Clo from Validate Venture Partners, and my team and I, we pretty much help early stage startups gain some more traction and ultimately help them get funded either in Europe or in the US, and always open to working with innovative startups. And yeah, good luck to all the startups pitching today.
Thank you very much.
Bill Baker here, if I may.
Yeah, Bill.
You should.
Thank you. First of all, a pleasure seeing you guys again, seeing everyone. I do not have a VC fund, or I do not have a fund, but I'm working on one as we speak. Startup veteran, I continue to be impressed with the quality of startups, so much so that I am considering participating in the startup competition in Los Angeles coming up shortly. So
wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Jordan,
Good morning. How are you?
We are wonderful. You're somewhere in San Francisco and it's foggy.
It is nice, beautiful, sunny in San Jose. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you see how much I love you? I have to be here instead of being out walking and biking and everything. I see Sadir on the call. Sadir, when are you going to stop following me from place to place, my friend? Everywhere I go, you are there. What's up with that?
I bet you, Jordan, I will do that once you change your screen background.
Oh, then I'm gonna stick with that. I want to have your company, and Dr. Ella is here, and Bill is here, and a bunch of other people. Thank you for having me. I'm back. I took a month off. I went to the mountains, like the Prophet Muhammad, found a cave, waited for inspiration. Nothing happened, so I'm back here. Silicon Valley Venture Group is a new group. I used to be a Bay Angels managing partner. We formulated a new group that's going to focus on startups that are relevant to humanity. Early stage, which is pre-A, A, and occasionally pre-seed. We look for companies in most sectors that are relevant to humanity. We're not going to do social. We're not going to do dog walking. We're not going to do another way to order food in a restaurant. But health tech, fintech, IoT, manufacturing, and a wide range of others. Anna, I cannot give you enough compliments. Yesterday I was watching a show about how people back in the days would go to Alexandria to learn and understand about technology and read. Archimedes and thousands of others did. What you guys are doing, you're opening the plane for everybody in the world to come to the Valley, Silicon Valley, and learn from the best. So thank you so much. We love what you do.
Thank you everyone for the support. We wouldn't make it without you, so many our fans that love us. And I would like to say, especially for Jordan and everyone, if you miss any battle, you can now sign up to our YouTube channel, Unicorn Battles, and have all the battles there. You can, yes, you can see what startups you had missed already and get in touch with them if you need them. So does anyone want to?
Can I introduce myself? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Oh, Daniel, we have problems hearing you. Some bad internet connection. No. No. No audio. No.
Hello?
We hear hello,
Yeah,
but
Daniel.
nothing else besides that.
Hello again? Okay,
Yes,
I mean,
better.
can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so my name Daniel Kislinsky. Sorry, Daniel Kislinsky. I'm the partner and vice president of GSD Venture Studios, Silicon Valley-based company. We focus on companies seed and round A, specifically on startups that are based in Russia, Eastern Europe, CIS, and we help them to get to the US market, raise capital, and get sales. I'm also a founder of Go Global World community for startups, and I totally agree and join all the compliments that everyone is saying that you guys are doing an amazing job, and happy to be again on your pitch session. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. It's really great. And last call for the judges. Everyone aboard?
Joao, maybe?
Yes. So if no one wants to speak out, we'll continue. So the floor is yours, Anastasia.
Okay. Thanks again, everyone. Thanks, judges, for joining us today. We appreciate it, and thanks for very good feedbacks. It's very important for us. And dear judges, to start voting, I would like to explain how you can do it. You just have to click your personal link we sent you yesterday, and you can get access to all startups that will be pitched today, and just put marks depending on investment potential from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark and 1 is the lowest. So you don't need to push any buttons, just put the marks, and that's all. You can change it anytime during the pitch competition, and then we will close it and announce the winner. So if you need any help or you can't find your link, so just tell me or Julia. We can help you resend it. So just tell us, and we will help. And also, I would like to tell our attendees, you have opportunity also to choose your best startup, and you can go online to our website event page and sign up. and you can put your likes to all startups, so they need your support. You can do it. Thanks. So, and based on the results of judging voting, one startup will be chosen for as a winner for Unicorn Battle in Boston, and will participate in our Unicorn Cup summer finals. And each founder will have 3 minutes to pitch, and then 3 minutes for questions and suggestions from judges. So I will put a timer and will stop if you will exceed the limit. And now, so please welcome our startups. And I would like to say that we recommend not to talk about fundraising out loud, because it's a public event. And if any investors would like to ask about it, please discuss it privately in a chat. And let's start. And I would like to introduce our first startup. It's Known. And Eric.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right, I'm going to
Welcome.
share my screen here.
Okay.
All right, can everyone see?
Yes, yes, we see and hear you. Go on.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Dresda. I'm the founder and CEO of Known, and we are creating trust in an evolving digital world. Balancing privacy and security with access across multiple channels can be extremely challenging. The existing identity authentication solutions in the market today are fragmented, full of friction, and vulnerable. And that's led to billions of dollars lost every year from fraud, hacks, and breaches by businesses and consumers. Known solves this by enabling businesses and their consumers to engage in secure omni-channel interactions and transactions through our intelligent, privacy-first biometric identity authentication and management engine. Our cloud-based solution can be seamlessly integrated and deployed across any camera-enabled device, providing businesses with the ability to reduce fraud, increase omni-channel revenue and engagement, and have enhanced security and insights. And in turn, they give their customers a usable, fast, frictionless solution that learns and perfects itself on them with every interaction and transaction made, empowering them to be able to make payments, unlock information, and access the services and experiences they want without the requirement of having a smartphone, physical ID, or payment card. We accomplish this by evolving a number of technologies around distributed data storage, encryption, and artificial intelligence, which enable us to provide secure access at scale. And our proprietary approach uses a combination of unique device IDs, device communication, and evolving facial biometric identifiers to provide passive multidimensional authentication across any camera-enabled device. Our AIs are constantly learning behavioral patterns as well as adapting to physical and environmental changes, creating an evolving electronic signature that's impossible to spoof. It's also what enables us to have unmatched speed and accuracy at scale. We have multiple contracts and LOIs signed across industry verticals and regions around the world with expected contract values of around 10 million by our 3rd year in operations. We're taking a B2B and B2B2C sales and marketing approach with recurring revenue streams and low overhead. Our unique approach to evolving quantum identity puts us in a field of our own, and our use of AIs continues to keep us ahead of the competition. We're the most comprehensive solution delivering the perfect balance of privacy, security, and access that doesn't exist in the market today. And we have an incredible opportunity to capture market share across multi-billion-dollar sectors, and biometrics are expected to authenticate nearly 2 trillion of in-store and remote payments. To accomplish this, we've established an exceptional founding and advisory team with experience ranging from startups to Fortune 500 companies. Thank you very much. Oh, I'll stop sharing now.
Let me go first, perhaps. Thank you very much. I think I was still thinking through the first slide by the time you got to the end. So the quantum ID aspect
Yes.
is key. Perhaps a quick question, if you could just summarize that, because that's the USP, it sounds like. And then you probably did this, but I was just thinking everything through, was the validation or the uptake that you've had, or is it still conceptual? I'm sorry that I missed that bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll touch on the quantum identity first. So it's based on the idea that people can exist anywhere and nowhere at the same time, right? So sort of like Schrodinger's cat theory, right? You don't know if it's alive or dead or if the identity exists or not until the observation point. And so our use of the security fabric where we fragment and distribute everything out, and it only decrypts and reassembles for 1 to 3 seconds using private key handling when you, the authenticator, authenticate it. And so it's that combination of solutions that bring about that concept of quantum identity. Regarding where we're at in our life cycle, we are pre-revenue, pre-product in the market. We've been validated internally by a number of companies. We have our first go-to-market with our first customer in September. We'll also be revenue producing then as well.
Any validation you have from KYC companies like Jumio?
Do we have validation from them?
Sorry,
Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, can you repeat the question?
Any validation from KYC companies like Jumio?
Yeah, so actually on Fido. So we've actually been in ongoing conversations with Onfido about providing the solution. And then first again is our approach to being completely device neutral and our use of evolving biometrics. Right now, most companies are struggling for what's right in front of them, which is tethering everything to the device. We've taken a unique approach where we don't tether it to the device because you're rendered useless if that device is lost, stolen, broken, or dead. Instead, we use your smartphone, much like all your other connected devices, to be elements of your identity layer. So yes, Onfido has expressed significant interest in continuing conversations.
Thank you.
What moat do you have around your technology in terms of patentability or just trade secrets?
Yeah, so we have 2 patents pending right now around the use of IoT for perfecting and accelerating the biometrics, as well as the evolving facial biometrics. And then we have 1 provisional patent around secure encryption of private keys in lower Earth's orbit.
Thank you.
Is your facial identification static
be
or does it
supplement
take a
to-
live video?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 guys talking at the same time. I apologize.
I was just asking if your biometrics is going to be ultimately a supplement to a physical key like a YubiKey, or when a biometric is not available, or I've shaved my beard off, or I'm wearing a hat, etc., etc. Biometrics is amazing, but there are its limitations.
There are its limitations. And so to be really clear, we didn't build the facial recognition algos. We built the AI on top. And we did that for 2 reasons. Number 1, we were able to swap it in and out. Our use of evolving facial biometrics, that's where I mentioned we adapt with physical and environmental changes. So we actually manage and train up to 480 of the latest images of each person. So as you grow out your facial hair, gain weight, have blurry images, the use of the IoT perfects and trains the system, even if it's a bad capture, and also learns on you as you continue to interact and transact on that. We don't plan on being a facial recognition only solution. We recognize facial recognition does not play well across every use case. We plan on introducing additional modalities. As we continue to get proof of product market fit, that's where we'll determine whether we move into behavioral biometrics or voice biometrics as our next modality to add into this.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Your time is up. And if anybody has questions, please discuss it privately in the chat. You're welcome. Or share your contacts and discuss it later. And we are moving next. And the second startup is a Jill Book. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's good. You can start.
Thank you. It is rare that after graduation, a person can immediately find a job and stay with that job until retirement. The solution that I'd like to introduce to you today is built to exclusively help everyone who participate in the gig economy to do short-term contracts and freelance work. This translates to the ability to help and empower over 55+ million gig workers and 18+ million people who are currently out of work. As a gig worker in the past myself, I understand firsthand the difficulties of looking for short-term work, the uncertainty of the income, a lot of time searching for leads with the results, and the inability to monetize good reviews. Yearly, homeowners, parents, busy professionals, and businesses pay gig workers $1 trillion. Regardless, they still face with 3 pain points: not sure about the background ability of the gig workers, not certain about the price they pay, and if something goes wrong, how their voice can be heard. Our solution is called Jobbook, the skill and service marketplace, helping people find job anytime, anywhere, and get help with anything. We talk to gig workers and their customers and build this proprietary trust-based platform that resolves the pain points I've just mentioned. The beauty of the marketplace is a convenient way to compare services and price from a service source, instantly have a level of trust between service providers and the buyers. Impartial reviews of service give new customers the confidence to buy, and users who participate in the marketplace are exposed to different services and service buyers. We have a lot of room to grow. 0.1% of US gig economy is worth $1 billion yearly. Our addressable market size is personalized services with 34% of workers' participations. In 3 years, the gig workforce is projected to jump to 52% of the US workforce. And we definitely need a technological solution like Jobbook to support this jump. Our business model is a freemium model. We also take percentage by transaction, ranging from 10 to 30%, and build a sense of community to reward excellent workers. Our current go-to-market strategy short-term is to focus on New York City and the state of New Jersey. The numbers on the screen explain to you why we choose these market segments. We will use our funding for sales and marketing, more talented team members, technology, and expansion. Jobbook have 4 unique selling points and is clearly the better choice for gig workers and service buyers when being compared with 6 competitors already with tractions. Our team accumulates over 70 years of experience building world-class technological solutions. Our mentors are nationally known experts in business growth, marketing, and branding. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to connecting with you. If you're interested to invest and help us with our mission, the American dream, job, and happy lives for everyone.
Thank you. So now any questions?
I'll go straight ahead again. Thank you for that. Yeah. I don't know if you're able to go back a few slides to the landscape, the competitor analysis, because it went so fast. I missed it. Forward 1 or 2, I think, with Fiverr and Upwork. All that's it, the list. That's it. Just wanted to look at that because I really want things like this to be successful. I've done gig work myself and I know lots of people, but there are a lot of players in there. So perhaps you could summarize what you feel is different about yourselves beyond just matchmaking, as it were.
Yeah, so we try to stay away from really matchmaking people, even though we have recommender systems and we have AI, artificial intelligence mechanism behind the scene to help people to make a better choice and informed choice. We have 4 unique selling points here. Blind bidding is where people bid not based on just price alone, but other factors. And the amount that people bid will be completely hidden from the public, but only available to the person who lists the need for help. And we also allow people to package their skills into a deliverable projects and sell that as a deal. We also pay attention to mostly personalized services where there's a lot of interactions between people, and we put in there schedule management to help people sell their time in advance and also manage their time more frequently and be able to get more contracts for gig workers.
This is Bill Baker, and I have a question. my initiative perspective is this, to me, this is analogous to a lot of these dating sites, okay, which require a significant capital for either customer acquisition or advertising. Following on the question of a previous judge, what's the strategy there? How do you rise above the noise?
You are right. So as a marketplace, we need both buyers and we need sellers. So our strategy is to focus on big cities and also, pick a segment that other people are not yet working on. As I mentioned about personalized services, our current pilot plan is to focusing on tutoring and landscaping. And these are the areas that we know there's a lot of room to grow, especially during COVID-19, will be a good place to start. I personally meet with service buyers and providers on a daily basis, to understand people and get them to understand about how they benefit from a marketplace like JoBook. And it is built, it's very simple to use. And because the main idea here is for people to get the help they need and get the much needed income they need according to their skills and knowledge. And if you look into others, competitors, it will be pretty intimidating about how the system is being presented to the users. The way we design our system is very genuine and authentic. It's like, we don't want to say it differently, but it's very different because our way of thinking is not interfere by existing competitors when we, put everything together from ground zero.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Thanks. So Henrik, you can stop your sharing your screen and we're going next. So next startup is AQT Bio. John?
I have to unmute. Okay. People that I have loved have died from lung cancer. In fact, every 3.5 minutes, someone dies from lung cancer. And even when caught at an early stage and treated with surgery, the fatality rate is greater than 50%. Poor survival is due to post-surgical lung cancer recurrence in this case, and nothing has emerged to change this picture until now. Computer is not sure what's going on here. Sorry. Currently, primary tumors are removed using minimally invasive surgery. Endoscopic cutting staplers are used to remove the tumor and simultaneously affix a surgical buttress. The buttress only supports the staple line and prevents blood and air leaks. The high incidence of recurrence is largely due to tumor cells left behind unseen in the lung and adjacent tissues. ABC 103 has been proven to overcome the 3 root causes of current post-surgical treatment failure by providing physical tumor targeting of drug, sustained therapeutic drug concentration, and importantly, incurring no toxicity. Our solution is ABC 103, a drug-eluting surgical staple line buttress. Think of it like in a medicated bandage. And it's a drop-in solution to the standard of care, delivering drug for greater than 60 days and then being bioabsorbed. About 250,000 patients per year worldwide are treated with surgery for lung cancer, and due to the proven safety and efficacy of ABC 103, adoption will be avid, and a $5,000 patient treatment cost, the same as about 1 round of chemo, means the total addressable market is about $1.2 billion a year. Our goals are to cure recurrent lung cancer and be acquired for $500 million or greater in less than 4 years. Our critical path to value is through a compelling clinical data set, and we're ready. The FDA has already told us that a single safety study and a single phase 3 is all that's needed. We have a rapid, cost-effective path to approval through the Orphan Drug 505(b)(2) process, and it's likely that with the safety data, a liquidity event could be triggered. Even if it isn't, we have plans to move all the way forward to sales, scale, or IBO. All the pieces are in place: market validation with strategic agreements, strong IP, an accomplished team of directors and world-class advisors and operators who've done it before. We have a rapid, effective clinical program that's ready to go in less than a year. We have an orphan drug designated lead product with $1.2 billion in annual revenue opportunity and $1.2 billion in near-term pipeline opportunities that are based on the platform. We're Acuity Bio. We prevent lung cancer recurrence. Surgeons want this, patients need this, potential partners and acquirers recognize the value of our approach, and I welcome your questions. Sorry for the technical glitches.
Yeah.
You're good.
Sometimes it happens.
Live demo.
Yeah. So I have two questions actually regarding the delivery efficacy. So the first one is the delivery specificity. So I wonder how accurate, or whether there's already any validation study to show how accurate the drug can be delivered to the targeted tissue. So this is the first question. The second question is about on-demand drug delivery capacity. So for instance, whether there is autonomy to deliver, let's say, suitable dosage of the drug to the targeted tissue at opportunity time.
I'll answer the second question first. It's contemplated as a fixed dose formulation, meaning that it's manufactured in the dimension and at the dosage that is known to be safe and effective. Second question is, while ABC platform is able to deliver over sustained periods drug of a variety of classes, we know that one drug in particular, paclitaxel, is the single most efficacious drug, and we've focused our attention on that. The large and small animal data we've developed has demonstrated and been shown to the FDA, has been demonstrated to reach all of the areas at high risk of recurrence, the chest wall, the resected lung, and the lymph nodes, for example. And we've been able to demonstrate sustained concentration of drug for greater than 60 days, safely, missing first pass metabolism. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks. Well, maybe I can have another one. Quick, yeah. Can I have another quick question?
Yeah, sure.
So right now, right now, your platform is mainly focused on the lung cancer disease. Are you planning to move forward or apply your technology to other type of application?
Absolutely, yes. Small company needs to be focused to be effective. The product is built on the platform. The product efficacy and safety demonstrated in an economically viable market on an accelerated basis enables us to pursue a value creation that's clear, but we have several other applications. Brain cancer, breast cancer, lumpectomy, ovarian cancer are examples of where the technology that we've developed and proven out for lung cancer can be immediately pivoted to apply to a fast follower clinical program for these pipeline applications. Not just for paclitaxel, but for other drugs. But the main thing is you have to focus to be effective, but what we're focusing on enables these follow-on applications in short order. We're less than a year away from getting into the clinic, and we're looking for partners to push this over that next value inflection point. This is going to make a huge difference in the lives of these underserved patients who haven't seen their prospect increase for survival in the last 20 years.
So are you ready for clinical trials now, or are there technical hurdles that you still need to overcome?
Good question. We are awaiting this next round of funding to complete our manufacturing and our final large animal testing, but we have a clinical protocol designed. We have 6 sites already selected, and we're ready to go. So once we have our contract manufacturer paid, They go into production, we go into animal testing, and 6 months later, we're done with that. We file our papers, and we start our clinical trial in less than a year.
Thank you. Thank you, John. And time is up, and we are going next. So I would like to introduce next startup is FlowCell. And Mark.
Hello.
Hey.
I guess I'll jump right in.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is good.
Hi.
Go ahead.
My name is Max Nervlansky, and it's my pleasure to introduce FlowCell to you. So FlowCell is a kind of a culmination of my personal dream to turn scientific knowledge into an actual contribution to humanity, specifically in the field of healthcare. I've worked in years for diagnostics, but there is a very big problem that's facing us right now, and that has to do with flawed drug development processes. And this is of course very pertinent in the age of COVID. So the attrition diagram on the left shows the time frame and the attrition of the drugs during development. So this is due to flawed models, especially in the preclinical models. So the technologies are old and inefficient. And though we kind of feel that we're in touch with DNA via CRISPR and other methods, really we have very crude and inefficient ways of doing a lot of pipetting. But more importantly, development is blind. So in the age of COVID, this is particularly problematic because by and large, we're not using individual biomarkers for precision medicine. This is starting to come into vogue, but is not actually happening for COVID, which is a huge problem. But specifically, we have a shortage of time, and even the efficacy of the drugs as they're being developed is jeopardized by the flawed processes. So what does the solution look like for COVID? Well, let's think retroactively. We want to deliver precision medicine. That requires identifying the state of the disease with biological information derived from a person, biomarkers. They could be cells, proteins, etc. What is lacking, as I said, are the tools to do this in clinical settings or to develop quality biomarkers using good representative physiological models. So these tools include techniques like flow cytometry, electrochemistry, and optics, of course, with miniaturization. Here are the applications. Diagnostics, point of care diagnostics is an area I've worked in for a decade, but it has high regulatory burdens. So the entry point to the market is actually the research use only areas of research that will enable development of effective biomarkers. This field is growing very rapidly at 20 to 25% year over year, driven by 3D physiological models and organoids. But the clinical market is even larger. And of course, there the needs are huge and the market is in the billions. What do these solutions look like? They are providing this biomarker bridge from preclinical work to clinical to the new drug approval. So the traditional model has this separation between drug development and precision medicine biomarkers. So there's a gap of translational value. Microphysiological systems bridge that gap and feed straight into precision medicine or companion diagnostics, which is how FDA wishes to see drugs developed in the future to be jointly co-developed. So these two regulatory departments are working hand in hand. And the systems can look like this. I'm not showing this one because it'll be revealing too much. This is an actual integrated micro-optical chip that's being licensed. But as I said, the microphysiological systems for research are the entry point. So here's the kind of product development pipeline. The flow cytometry, which can be an element of this, of course, can also be a standalone software. So that already is in place in need of beta testing. There is a distribution aspect to this, as I mentioned, but the first elements are for preclinical. So this is the timeline. The competitive landscape looks like this. There's a lot of white space, And generally speaking, the fluidic control and the high throughput are not satisfied. So this is what flow cell will address. And we have a team that spans the necessary expertise from microfluidics to biology to business. And here are some domains that explain some of the vision and technology. And please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
So
you, Max.
any
Perhaps
questions?
I'll go again.
I should mention very briefly, I have left out a number of supplementary slides, you know, for clarity. So, yep.
I'm sure you have. I'm not a life science person, but just understanding the nature of the problem. You said very early on that the process was flawed, that tools were possibly lacking right towards the beginning. Perhaps I could ask why against the problem. Why are these things as they are? How have we got to this place where this process is?
I would say it's economic incentives. So in that marriage of drug development and drug diagnosis, the companion diagnostic that takes a more holistic approach, diagnostics is the Cinderella of the story. So it's not a marriage of equals. There's been growth on the development and diagnostic technologies. And you don't have to go much further than the COVID story to kind of see that. But also with drug development and vaccine development, we can see how this problem of all of the attention and resources of the world just cannot be reduced in development time. So I think the evidence is there. But specifically for cancer, which is my specialty, the statistics are very, very poor. Generally speaking, after years of preclinical development and hundreds of millions of dollars, clinical success rate getting to the new drug approval is only 5 to 7%. So less than 1 in 10 make it after all of that effort. And that's because of flawed systems being baked in the cake. Thanks.
So two questions. First is a quick one. What cellular models have you tested already for your system? Second question is, what is the impact on cellular viability, function, differentiation, morphology?
Yes, so I'm primarily going to have to refer to literature on that. In one of these domains that are mentioned here at the end, physiological models, there is a white paper that I've posted there, even pre kind of official publication, that talks about existing models that utilize organoids and flow. So the short of it is that the most pertinent models, especially for COVID, are lungs and gut, which is where the infection occurs. So there's been a noted improvement in organoid, which is kind of a minimal biological entity, right, to capture that physiological relevance. There's been noted improvement in their viability. And certainly people have talked about, I can point to specific references on the improvement of relevance of biomarkers. So it's mostly, I would say, literature, because these platforms are under development. One of my collaborators has a paper that's in publication right now, so I can connect you to that, but I'm more on the engineering side and partnering with biologists. I hope that answers it.
Not exactly. So basically, my understanding is your platform have already at least tested some of the models and already got some data, right?
No, not my platform. So there are several elements to this. So while there are widgets, as I'm calling them right now, being developed, that is still in the works. But as a immediate value kind of delivery, there is a website that provides some of the off-the-shelf solutions from existing suppliers. They're very hard to find. Some of them are even in beta stages. So I'm popularizing that. So that's some of the data that I'm referring to. This is extremely early, kind of development technology.
Okay,
Hi,
thank
sorry,
you.
this is Robin van Wijk.
Okay, very quickly.
I just want to understand exactly what service would you be providing, because ultimately in drug discovery, a scientist goes through target validation and identification. Well, first identification and then validation, and then goes through high throughput screening to find a compound or a molecule that can modulate the target. So obviously I totally agree that having a perfect biomarker is a wonderful thing, but it's just not always possible and available. So ultimately, how do you plug yourself into the world of drug development? To who do you provide your services?
One of the well, there's several segments. So there are certainly scientists in pharmaceutical companies. There are researchers, but maybe one of the most logical segments is one that you've alluded to: high throughput screening. There are CROs that do a lot of that and specialize in it. So the very specific value add that I'm providing now via distribution, before some of the things from FlowCell are ready, is a transition from 2D to 3D screening, and also to use of organoids. There was a conference with that exact name in Boston in March that has been postponed to July and now to August. But this is very much a relevant biological model to go away from 2D inadequate model in which you can develop biomarkers, but they may not translate as well. So by having these improved platforms for developing biomarkers, you can do better screening. And it is somewhat of a question how much 3D is necessary for high throughput screening. Some of the customers I've talked to say that they like to do medium or low throughput screening in high value physiological models, and then for truly high throughput screening, go back to simplistic models while keeping the biomarker. If that logic makes sense. Develop the biomarker in a more complex model, and then for high throughput, go back to the simpler, cheaper one. But certainly there's a lot of need for this relevance before the drugs go into humans. The pipeline shows this.
Thanks, Max. Your time is up, and you can discuss other in a private chat. So just close your presentation. Yeah, and we're going next. And the next startup is Episcore and Anna.
Hello. Yeah.
Hey.
Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Hi, so my name is Anna. I'm a CEO and founder of Episcore. We develop robots to print buildings. Home building hasn't been changed since like the Middle Ages, because we still do almost everything manually. And it takes a lot of time. Speed and quality significantly depends on skilled labor, which is extremely limited today. And shortages of the skilled labor is one of the biggest problems why home builders cannot increase productivity and meet the growing demand for new housing today. But our technology is a response to that. We apply additive manufacturing and robotics to build houses. Our robotics arm distributes the concrete mortar, creating the desired shape of a building on site in a matter of a few days. And our product is the automatic tool how to increase productivity, something like the electrical drills or bulldozers. These tools help us do hard manual things faster and easier. So the 3D printers do the same. And having our product, home builders and construction companies can build much faster, cheaper, with predictable lead time and budget, and also with the better and constant quality, something that home builders cannot have today. But they can have it with our product because we build houses robotically with machinery accuracy. And also, moreover, our robotic solution today is the first true portable one because it can be easily transported by regular Cybertruck, for example. And also the printers are ready to go once they deliver to the construction site. It's a true portable solution to build houses on site. And we are targeting the low-rising residential construction, which is market is absolutely extremely huge worldwide and in each particular country. But we are targeting the first step, the markets where the skilled labor is very expensive or unavailable. And in these markets, we are targeting home builders and construction companies by selling them our equipment and sell our 3D printing material to generate the recurring revenue, which is going to be more than $200 million within the next 5 years. And so today we already proven our technology through multiple prototypes. Recently, we set a Guinness record by delivering the biggest 3D printed building in the world. And we are also finalists of the NASA contest 3D Print Habitat Challenge, and we are the residents of Autodesk Technology Center in Boston. We completed the market validation, testing and developing the product, and already have the inquiries for the 34 printers worldwide. And so we are ready to go to market, and we are in a pre-revenue stage. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, Anna.
Right.
Here's Kirill. I have a question. Could you say, could you tell me where is the difference between you and Mighty Buildings or Icon, and where's your added value? Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So as I know, the Mighty Buildings, firstly, they don't provide their robotic solution to 3D print houses. They use 3D print technology as a part to build part of the houses, but their business model is to deliver the tiny houses, as I know. And Icon and other companies, they use completely different hardware, which is limited to the house footprint and very heavy and bulky and cannot be easy transported like our solution, for example. So the unfair advantage of our technology is that we provide home builders with the freedom of house footprint, because we don't have limitation of how big the house we can build, and easy in handling and operating the machine. This is something that only our solution today provide.
Bill Baker here. Bill Baker here. I have a couple of questions. First of all, how much training does it involve to actually learn the machinery? And can you compare, do you have comparable costs versus traditional construction and construction with using your technology?
Yes, of course. So our idea and goal all the time was to create as much user-friendly equipment as possible. And so today, we don't require any the high skilled professionals to operate the machine. As long as you know how to play video games, you can be very good at operating our machine. So the typical training takes like 1 week to learn how to operate the machine. And if we compare the cost savings today, so we compare, since we 3D print the concrete-like houses today, we compare our 3D printing technology with the traditional masonry construction. And we can 3D print house structure twice cheaper rather than masonry construction.
Impressive. Thank you.
Anna, we have a question from attendees. What is the maximum height you can build?
So the printer can lift up to 3.2 meters, but it's also possible to, for example, install the printer to additional base, something like this you see, for example. So you can extend the reachable height, but it's also possible to put the printer on the next floor and keep printing the next floor at the same time as you do it for the first floor, for example. And hypothetically, the technology can be used for high rising, but it's the next step of technology implementation, because the high rising, it's a little bit, not little bit, it's a different construction approach. And we have to figure out how we should adjust and adapt our robotic solution for high rising. But so far, we limit the by today, we limit the technology up to 3 floors.
And a quick question on strength. How is the strength of this? Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, so the 3D printed material, which is like the extrudable concrete, can be created with a wide range of compressive strength and wide range of physical properties. So today we have the material that meet the requirements for traditional masonry. So our walls are the same structurally as the masonry walls, and can be also reinforced the same way as the masonry walls.
Anna, this is Jordan. I saw you had some live examples of products or buildings you built. That's one. And very briefly, how do you generate revenue?
So we generate revenue by selling our equipment, because our equipment is the sort of the construction equipment for construction companies, and they prefer to buy this equipment.
I'm sorry. Do you have any oversight on the material they use, or do they provide their own material? Is there any recurring revenue model for you?
Yeah, so we provide our material for our clients to generate recurring revenue.
And briefly, what did you? I see the pictures of actual buildings. Are these yours? And 2-sentence explanation on each, please.
So this is this building that we delivered last year for government of Dubai. This building today is officially the world's biggest 3D printed building, recognized as such by Guinness record. This is how the building looks inside right now. This is how walls looked before finishing works. And this is how the machine looks in the operating process. And it's actually not the one project that we delivered so far. We have another 2 projects that we also delivered by today.
How did you win this contract? What was the attribute that won you this over the others that participated?
So the Dubai government, yeah, so we have been reached by Dubai government. They wanted to have the technology that can 3D print houses on site, not like a 3D print wall structures and then deliver them to construction site and assemble together. They want to explore the technology that can build houses on site. And this is that only our technology can fully provide today.
Thank you.
So yeah, answering your question, there wasn't any competition. They just reached us naturally.
Yeah, I wish you said there was 100 competition and you won it, but that's okay.
Thanks.
We actually don't need like the competition. Maybe it's better.
Okay. So, and we have to go next. And the next startup is Borrow, but I guess he's a little bit late, and we can jump to next startup. And if Borrow will join us, we will see him. So next startup is Down to Dash.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, okay, it's good. Go.
Great. Hi, my name is Sama and I'm the co-founder at Down to Dash. So how many of you have ever moved into a new city? Raise your hands. How many of you have ever wanted to play a sport or go for a trek on the weekend or play a game and your friends were busy? Raise your hands. And how many of you just generally like to meet new people? My co-founder and I had similar issues, which is why we created Down to Dash, an AI activity curator to connect like-minded people. So DTD is an app that understands you. It knows what you like. It knows when you're available, and it knows your location preferences. So for example, if you're free Friday evening in Soho, our technology will automatically find 5 other people who are also free and suggest that you play ping pong together. You can also post a specific plan like play soccer on Thursday, or I want to play basketball and I need 2 more players. And you can connect with users in your location and age who want to do the same activity. You can also group chat with users and discover events around you. And we've introduced a number of virtual activities and events to cater to the new COVID normal. So within 1 year and no marketing spend, we have 6,400 plus users and have enabled more than 80,000 plus plans on the app in NYC. Users have loved the app so far, and we received some feedback that it's almost like a tool to cure depression and loneliness during this global pandemic. We recently started monetizing the app, and within 4 months, we have a 5K MRR, 3 B2B clients, and a number of others in the pipeline. We are currently monetizing the app through virtual activities to connect people and companies. We will also integrate a booking fee within the app, and we'll further monetize the app through advertising data and premium accounts for users. Coming to the competitive landscape, the most similar existing platform is Meetup, but Meetup operates only in groups and users cannot set up activities. Therefore, due to our AI activity curator plans feature and focus on quality matches, we have no identical competition, giving us first mover advantage. My co-founder and I have had experience in building businesses in the VC and marketing space, and our tech team has had 5 years of experience with big brands. We've been featured in some popular publications like Forbes, HuffPost, and a few others. We raised almost $65,000 through equity crowdfunding on wefunder.com through our users, event partners, and other investors. It was great to see our users believing in us and actually funding us. Therefore, I would love to invite you to come on board with this exciting opportunity of using technology to foster real-life interactions. So are you down to dash?
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask, on one of your slides just before the competitors, I think it was the slide before that, it said data at the bottom with several other, this one. Are you planning to monetize data then? Or what are you, I'm not quite sure what you're thinking of doing with data there.
Sure. So we actually want to gather patterns in our data to provide guidance and predictive analysis to companies that deal with specific cohorts. And this would be 3 years down, like a very futuristic plan for us. Not sure whether that answers your question.
It sounds like you've gotten some, preliminary traction without any marketing. What's your go-to-market strategy to actually scale what you're doing?
Sure. So currently we've implemented our short-term marketing strategy where we host a number of virtual events. I mean, it was in person, but a number of virtual events. So we have around 3-4 virtual events we host every week, and we're actually making money on our marketing versus spending on our marketing. So far it's worked great for us. Soon we hope to raise a bigger round of funding, and then we'll start, actually investing in like digital marketing, influencers, to scale our events. The good thing is because we're a parallel events company, we just need to scale our events, and our events is like a great marketing tactic for us to get more users too. So that's what we plan in the future, to automate everything through the technology and just keep scaling, raise more funding, and then just scale to digital marketing, influencers. And we haven't tapped all those marketing tactics yet.
Thank you.
Any other questions or feedback? Recommends?
Howard, this is Jordan. I'm hearing the crickets, which says, I don't think you kind of told us why is this relevant or important. Give us a 20-second pitch. Why should we look at this again?
Sure. So 72% of Americans suffer from loneliness, and 88% of people who move into new cities find it difficult to make friends. And especially during this global pandemic, people are suffering from loneliness and depression more than ever. And they've seen us as a platform to connect with other people. Our numbers have actually gone up tremendously since COVID-19 because people want to connect with others in a secure and friendly manner. People want to be heard. We have events where we have activities where people can talk to each other. So I think more now than ever, people require like a platform like this to just connect with other people, and yeah, like literally a cure for depression and loneliness during this time and in general.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have one question. Where's the added value towards Facebook groups? If I'm moving to a new city, I can easily join the Facebook group of the city or sports group, whatever, and writing and asking like, hey guys, would you like to hang out and do some sports? Where's your added value?
Great question. So as I mentioned, coming to this slide, our technology automatically curates the experience for you. So if you tell us, people want to be spontaneous. If you tell us you're free Friday evening in Soho, our technology will automatically find 5 other people. So users we've seen are really lazy. They just want to say, I'm available this day, this time, you do the rest of the planning for me. So our technology creates the plan and matches them in your location to do it with. So I personally had this experience when I moved to New York alone. I posted on a Facebook group saying I want to play ice skating. And it was so hard to find people in my location because I was in Queens and people were in Brooklyn. And then I had people, who were much like a 40-year-old saying that I want to do that. So just taking all these problems into consideration, we have, a location filter, an age filter, and everything based on being spontaneous and automatically planning, which is why users have said that they really loved our app, and they're able to meet people in their location very easily through our app.
Thank you so much. Thanks, and your time is up, and we are going next. Just stop your sharing screen. Thank you. And just quick reminder for judges, please put marks for already pitched startups. And if you have any problems with it, just let me or Julia know. We can help you. And the next startup is WatchRx.
Hi, let me share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, make it full. And we can start. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jayanti Narasimhan, founder and CEO of WatchRS. Thank you for the opportunity to present here, and I'm excited to participate in Unicorn Battle. How many of you take care of your aging parents? Almost everybody that I have come across. My mom fell sick almost 4 years ago, and her medication regimen became way too complex. She forgot her medications often, and she ended up in hospital multiple times. She lives in India, and I used to call her every day and remind her to take medications. That's how WatchRx was born. I wasn't alone. There are about 45 million seniors. Almost 16% of them take 10+ medications, and 26% of them get admitted into hospital for medication non-adherence. The major reasons are forgetting to take the medication and getting confused. The caregivers like me and you, so almost 49% of them are feeling burnt out because they are juggling between our career, family, and caregiving. A typical caregiver spends about 24 hours per week with caregiving. So how does WatchRx solve the issue? So we are providing a smartwatch-based solution for seniors, and we provide visual medication reminders with name, image, dosage, and a personalized voice instructions. We also provide live GPS tracking for Alzheimer's and early dementia patients. Then the custom alerts for food, water, appointments, and exercise. And we have the watch has a built-in phone, so you don't need to pair with another phone. And it's a very simple setup. There is no setup needed on the watch. We take care of setup everything from behind, and the seniors don't have to navigate among multiple apps on a watch. For caregivers, we provide a that basically receives all alerts, whether missed medications or emergency. We also collect behavioral data, provide alerts based on anomalies and custom reminders, as well as we provide their activities and engagement. The watches also has sensors that we can track their movements. Our platform provides, in addition to connecting the patients and the caregivers, we also provide a remote patient monitoring. We have most of the RPM features built in. In addition, our biggest uniqueness is providing documentation capability for physicians and case managers to document every encounter, phone conversations, home visit by the nurse. And also we provide the task board for case managers. And reports, customized reports is the biggest strength. We support CMS reimbursements codes. Last year, CMS released codes for remote patient monitoring for multiple chronic conditions. So we support almost all of the reimbursement codes, which goes up to $159 per month. We collect a lot of population health statistics, so we will be able to provide community-based statistics. So our market opportunity is threefold. We do B2B and B2B2C. So the telehealth is where we offer remote patient monitoring. We partner with telehealth companies or physician groups to offer remote patient monitoring for multiple chronic conditions. And we also work with hospitals. Currently, we are under trial where we are looking at both inpatient medication management as well as the transitional care when the patients get discharged home, and senior homes and nursing homes where the medication management is a huge problem. Our business model ranges from a one-time watch cost from $129 to $149, and also a monthly subscription. If the consumer wants to buy, it ranges from $9.99 to $29.99. But for RPM model, we charge from $49.99 to $65, including we provide case manager services. Currently, our application is available on Android watches. Soon it will be available on Apple Watch as well. So we have had a number of successful pilots, and we have signed agreement with telehealth customers. Currently, we are onboarding for substance abuse patients and also diabetic patients. Recently, we have started with an entity in India for doing remote patient monitoring for COVID-19. And we have been working with a number of customers here in US as well. We have done a number of competitions in the Boston area and won many challenges, and we are building a huge pipeline. And basically that little market spend, except for a couple of conferences, we have been just processing leads. So we'll be interested to get spend more money for marketing to scale and grow our company. Thank you.
Thanks. So any questions or comments, feedback?
I think you have a sort of well thought out model in terms of the sort of tiers of services, but this is a pretty crowded marketplace. Could you talk a little bit about your competition and how you differentiate?
Sure. Definitely, there are a lot of RPM platforms out there, and many people are using it. But the one big advantage is that we do build, because we do have watch as a device, and we collect a lot of personalized information from patients and provide medication adherence. This gives an edge over majority of the remote patient monitoring companies. And also, we can collect vitals data like any other RPM platform. Already I'm working with company for integrating their SpO2 and temperature as well as blood glucometer. So it is possible for us to provide, and in addition to that, watch plays a major role in terms of personal communication, the texting, the phone calls, the video calls, as well as getting everything documented. So far, even some of our customers say that the documentation piece is missing from many of the RPM vendors, because they only collect data from vitals and show you the data. But whereas we provide texting capability, for example, the case manager can plan out their schedule, and then they can send text messages pre-scheduled, and they can get responses from the patients. And we try to minimize the entry from the patients at best, because these are all seniors, so we just do yes or no or tap the screen type of responses, and also the voice recognition, rather than having them enter quite a detailed one. So that's the biggest advantages we have. And the type of statistics we collect and the reports that we provide is another uniqueness. So it's not just the data collection from the patients, okay, your temperature is this, your heart rate is this. We are trying to provide analysis on the data that we collect and automate most of the workflow for the physician. So they don't have to do much of the analysis by themselves. So we provide a report for them to review. So physician burnout, we are trying to reduce as well.
Thank you. Thanks. And so your time is up, and thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stop sharing your screen. And I see our sixth startup join us, and I would like to jump to him. Baru, Tina?
Hi.
It's your time. Thanks for joining us.
So let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Go on.
So Baru, what we've done is we've reinvented the manufacturing, where consumers can control the manufacturing process through our augmented reality user interface. And we're starting with the furniture industry because there are woodworking machines located throughout the Western world, and the typical utilization of those machines is less than 8 hours per week. And so we're tapping into that idle capacity to use it for our production and to benefit the owners of those machines. The way we are able to do that is actually solving this problem, because furniture shopping really just sucks right now. When you live in a Manhattan or even Dallas, when you're looking for something proportionately large, it's hard to find what you're looking for, despite the quasi-infinite variety you can find in the market. So our process is you choose your product, you use augmented reality to customize it. When the customer purchases, we encode that product with the instructions that drive the CNC machines that are located in your hometown's cabinet shop or millwork shop. We rent the time on those machines so we can deliver it the following week. So in terms of market, how big is this market for custom furniture? Well, for non-custom wood furniture, it's $18 billion a year. There are a lot of shoppers who cannot find what they're looking for, who cannot buy what doesn't exist to buy. We solve those customers' problems. And so if you look at us compared to the world of mass production, everyone carrying a third of their balance sheet in inventory and spending 50 cents on every retail dollar on the management and distribution of inventory, they're all crammed on the left side of this graph. We and custom shops are the only ones offering any size products controlled by the consumer. So we're launching in Manhattan for the obvious reason, where all 2 million people who live in this rectangle are looking for a solution as we're providing it. So the way we scale is not by going head to head with existing customer players in the industry, but by allowing all the would-be buyers in the world eventually to buy custom easily and efficiently and inexpensively. We have launched, we're post-revenue, and we have scaled already to 5 geographic regions in the last 3 weeks. So we are following our sales and standing up manufacturing facilities as we go. So this graph is a capacity graph using 4 hours of machine time per day. Over the course of a year, it's 3,000 units and about $4.5 million in retail sales. So on the front end, it's e-commerce. So it's just a matter of marketing and addressing, offering the various types of furniture that anyone could ever want. And on the back end, we're just a network of idle machines. My background is operations and corporate finance, if you can't tell. So I've overseen companies from very small companies to very large companies. My co-founder, Kevin, he is currently leading a large team of engineers at GE. My other co-founder, he's been in woodworking for 40 years. He was last year's president of the Cabinet Makers Association. So we're tapping into his knowledge and his network, and we're recreating a vertical. And furniture is just the first vertical that we'll address. Thanks. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Tina. And any questions?
I actually have one. In terms of scaling up, I've noticed that you have a handful of designs right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure as you grow, you'll increase those designs.
Yes.
One of the great problems with delivered furniture is quality control and customer service. How do you guys plan to deal with that? Because on a West Elm to Restoration Hardware, since you make so many pieces of them, if a desk comes broken, it's expensive, but less expensive to replace and give customer service to that. With one-off bespoke pieces, I imagine the challenge is different, or could you address something like that?
Yeah, so yeah, we address quality because it's a super short supply chain, okay, and the participants, the remaining participants, are all going to be ranked by the customer. So we produce a machine code, and so it's plug and play ready, accurate code to 1,000th of an inch tolerance. The machine will do what it's done, assuming it's set up correctly. We hire the shops based on their quality culture because habits are stronger than rules. And if they are in the habit of producing high quality and in conjunction with a machine that does what it's told, we've eliminated 80 to 90% of the quality variance. We're buying the materials for those shops, so we eliminate a large chunk of variance also by specifying and buying the materials. And then the local delivery, we're not shipping at long distances. We're only doing the less than 1 hour transportation between the shop and the delivery location. And so that eliminates a lot of the risk also. And by removing 50 cents of the retail dollar cost stack, we can afford to share richly among our micro ecosystems the excess cash. And if they don't perform well, they don't do well according to our customers' view, they'll just get kicked out of our network and they will be left without that excess profit.
Okay, and we have one question from attendees. What is your marketing strategy?
Yeah, so since we were endorsed by Google for their employee perks plan, we'll continue to leverage that. And so we're developing some communications to address all the tech workers who are currently working from home. And if they're Googlers, they can actually go to their employee perks website and order directly from the site. We're going to try to get into other corporate programs leveraging Google's endorsement and our initial consumer reviews. But initially, we're going to look at our highest, it looks like the San Francisco region is the most amenable to this idea and this innovative way of getting furniture. So we'll start marketing in whatever microcosm whose culture seems to adopt this idea fastest, because we want the highest bang on our marketing efforts and dollars. But eventually, we just grow geographically as sales come about. We onboard the past 4 facilities and regions. We've onboarded in a week. and we've been able to deliver. In a couple of cases, we've been a few days later than our 2-week promise, but the customer has nonetheless been happy.
I'd be interested in understanding what the relative cost is of the custom furniture versus what someone could buy on Wayfair or West Elm. So is this really a luxury product, or is it something you actually are competing on basically quality and cost?
We're actually we're competing on the same price level, so around that West Elm Crate and Barrel price level initially, but we're actually delivering a much higher quality. The typical retail channel does a 3x markup on cost of goods sold. That implies that 10 cents on the dollar is materials. We've tripled it to 30 cents. So we're actually delivering a much better product at the same price level. And as we are acquiring our manufacturing services at higher volumes, we'll be able to modulate our price and material quality to hit different segments in the price scale.
Thank you. Thanks, Tina. Your time is up, and we're going next. 2 startups left. So, and the next one is SME. Yeah.
Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Ihor Philippe, co-founder of SME. My partner, Dr. Nick Plotnikov, we are both physicians, and we know how important to find early signs of disease and interpret the results. That's why we create SME. SME is a personal wellness and health assistant, enables patients to monitor health and prevent medical problems through a simple, at-home, self-administrate urine test, as well as comprehensive tool for telehealth. Last month on Amazon, 80,000 boxes of urine test strips were sold. 90% of all negative feedback was like not easy to use and poor instruction. People buy test strips because getting the results at the clinic is expensive and takes a long time. Our solution is to combine our proprietary urine test strip and new technology in our app for monitoring wellness and health. We offer interpretation of 14 important health parameters in just 2 minutes. Take a survey to collect a medical history and consult a doctor. Urine test strip has 14 indicators like glucose, ketone, pH, blood, and other. By the color change, we are talking about infection, kidney and liver disease, complications of diabetes, so we say about metabolic disorders. How it works. Users download our free app and receive test strips at home. They put the test strip in a fresh sample of urine, and our app automatically scans the test strip using advanced computer vision algorithms. Users get interpretation, charts, and quick advice. Mobile health global market is $130 billion. The first step is to build a B2C model. Our first goals are 1 million users and revenue for about $100 million. We have 4 advantages for our users. Interpretation of several indicators, 30 test strips allow daily monitoring, diagnostics based on symptoms and user complaints, and finally telehealth. First of all, SME is a strong team of doctors, entrepreneurs, and developers. Everyone has at least 15 years of experience. Our strategy includes 3 steps. The first is almost complete. Next step is collecting anamnesis. After FDA approval, we will be ready to the third step, looking for a strategic partner of telehealth provider. Business model of the first stage, a free app and monthly subscription. Our next milestones are in 2021, diagnostics based on symptoms plus AI. In 2022, telehealth. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks. So, any
Can
question?
I ask you about the strip? So the analysis of the strip is done over by a camera of some sort. I'm worried about wondering about the light in the room or the quality of the camera to affect the analysis of that strip.
Thank you for your question. We use special card, which can help us to accurately interpret the result and accurate analyze and recognize change the color, and we can do it very accurate. Does not matter light, does not matter sunlight, light there is or not.
Yeah, actually, I have a follow-up question also regarding the accuracy of your testing strip. So have you compared your product with the conventional biomarker measurement? How, of course, the data, of course, is not comparable, but how different is it compared to the conventional method? This is the first question. The second question, moving forward, will this testing be in some way covered by any insurance?
Second question. Today we have just disclaimer, and we cannot get any reimbursement. But we want in 2021 get FDA approved 510K, and after that we can ask for reimbursement and work with insurance company. Can you ask? Could you repeat your first question about markers?
Yeah, so basically is how accurate your result or your system is compared to, let's say, the traditional way we measure, the way we measure biomarker in the lab. Have you compared the data, the error, how much different?
Yeah, thank you. Accurate, yes, it's very accurate. We can say that we turn on camera smartphone into medical scanner. Yes. Today we don't think about compare with biomarker and other markers. Yeah, just analysis, and second step collect symptoms and complaints user and gets result as diagnosis.
Thanks. So your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And we're already on a finish line, and the last startup is Zillary.
Yes, guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, first of all, I'll dive right in. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you sticking to the very end. My name is Wen Tao, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Zillary. So without further ado, we'll jump right in. Here at Zillary, our goal is to utilize AI to maximize SMBs, online stores, return on ad spend, starting at just $99 a month. So from here on out, when I say SMBs, I'll be referring to startups and small, medium-sized businesses. So is the problem real, right? Is it a pseudo problem? Well, the average online advertisers, and I'm going to put Tino in this picture here too, pretend I'm pitching you. If you're trying to grow your business, you're going to have to leverage online advertising to some extent. But the crucial reality is that the vast majority of businesses out there are failing, and most of them are SMBs. And you might ask why. And the diagnosis really boils down to two main issues. First of all, it's know-how. If you try to do it internally, it's oftentimes very difficult, it's cumbersome, and it requires a lot of expertise, and you're oftentimes just throwing money at the wall, nothing sticking. Now you might ask, well, why don't I just hire someone else? The average United States agency is going to set you back about $5,000 or $6,000 a month and probably require you to sign a 36-month contract. Now, the average SMB is probably spending less than $10,000 a year. So it's completely inaccessible, and at least the vast majority of the market unaddressed. And so all these things combined leads to poor performance. So it's really like Brian Halligan of HubSpot said, it's not what you sell that matters, it's how you sell it. That, unfortunately, is the reality of online advertising nowadays. And so that's why we set out to create a solution. So we thought, well, if we can do high-frequency trading for trading, why can't we do that for buying ads? So can we utilize an exploratory-based machine learning model approach to offer an automated, result-driven and affordable social media ad management solution for these SMBs. Predict the target audiences, create the ads for them, deploy them, and optimize them in real time. And due to its fully automated nature, we can offer it at a very affordable rate. Now that all sounds great, but numbers speak louder than words. On average, to date, since launching 6 months ago, we've serviced 35 clients, and we increased return on ad spend on average by 20% in 2 months. So most of our clients are very happy, and we have a very low churn rate. This is the team that's behind the model. So we are a team of engineers, financiers, and scientists. And so we're really taking a very technically driven approach to this. And so this is almost where we're with. So this is where we are right now. We're focusing on the ad space, but we hope to really build a vertical. We hope to help all SMBs in the future optimize their entire online sales funnel altogether. So that's not just ad optimization, but also the website and also the creatives going forward. And we hope to construct a world where it is truly what you saw that matters, and may the best product and service out there win. Thank you very much for your time. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you. So, any questions?
That good, huh?
Or maybe feedbacks. It's also very good.
Okay,
now,
shall we leave it at that?
Thank you. Thanks for your presentation. And so I will let 1 minute to finish your voting. Please, judges, put your marks, and we will find out who will be the winner. So, and maybe so now let me see if we have the winner. So, okay, I'm going to close the voting and announce the winners. So let me just close. And now I'm ready to announce the winners. So, according to the judges voting, the third place goes to Acuity Bio.
Wonderful.
And so the second place goes to Episcore. Congratulations. And the first one is Known. Woo!
Oh, thank you.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have the opportunity to pitch at our Unicorn Cup finals end of July.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Anastasia will have all the details.
Yeah.
So get in touch with her, and you will know how to do it.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, great to have you with us. Wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
And now, officially, our event is finished, and now networking, so you can talk and ask anything. And I would like to pass the word to Alexander, if you are still there.
Nastya, thank you.
Yeah.
So in a few minutes, we'll know our winners for
Oh,
today.
we already did.
Oh, yeah, really, because my internet
Yes.
just disappeared, and so I didn't know. So we have a networking session now.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Is there anything you want to know about Boston? How long has it
Yeah.
been?
Who won the battle today?
Known, the first startup who pitched today.
Who is the winner?
The first one that pitched. Known.
Okay. I just really have some problem with my internet today. So
What do you want to know about Boston?
I'd like to know what's new in Boston. We've been
Oh yeah, very bad internet
I guess
connection.
Alexander is having troubles. Yes, we had the live event last year in Boston, and we had quite a wonderful networking session then. So we would like to hear from you guys. Has things changed to you under the circumstances? How is the ecosystem in Boston? How is deal flow and things like that? Can you tell us?
Might that be a question for Will, perhaps? Bill? You're Boston, aren't you?
I am. It's a little bit hard to tell, you know, how much presence this broad international group has. You know, frankly, I think that the innovation ecosystem is incredibly vigorous in Boston. There are such a broad range of, you know, both you know, investors that through the various stages, and just incredible innovation coming out of the brilliant people here. You think about the critical mass we have in terms of universities. There are a lot of innovation centers. And I think, you know, like other areas, there was great flexibility and adaptability to, you know, the COVID crisis. And, you know, people just got, you know, right down, and they, you know, changed their operating practices to make sure that we could keep both the innovation going, and then also the funding of innovation. So it's really a very exciting place to be. I know I hear people say we're a little bit like Silicon Valley without the hype. That's not a ding to Silicon Valley. I mean, it's great what you're doing there.
Yes, absolutely. So COVID disrupted the VC and startup industry, right? Like the changes, we would never be back to the life we had, right? In VC industry, like in meeting people and closing deals and things like that, right?
Well, I think one of the questions that I've seen a lot of discussion about is, you know, where investments are going to be prioritized, and certainly with the impact on the economy, there initially was, you know, a tendency to sort of focus on the existing portfolio, and you know, certainly there's greater scrutiny for any new investments, and certainly a desire to make sure that they have sufficient funding so they have enough runway. If the you know, investing, you know, it's hard to get the money they need, you know, in the next 8 months or so. The other thing is, you know, whether anyone would actually invest in somebody without having met them face to face, which is kind of the question mark. But I think people are adapting, and I think there are a lot of good ideas out there. And maybe with the change in focus, though, I mean, you know, it's like you said, things won't go back to normal, but they will evolve. And there's this tremendous number of great ideas out there that are going to help us with sort of the new economy. And, you know, I was actually pleasantly surprised in, you know, some of my investments, particularly in areas such as telehealth, which were, you know, they were doing okay, but you could tell that they had a fairly long ramp up time. Overnight, they just, you know, became, you know, very highly desirable, and are, you know, providing a tremendous amount of value to society with, you know, the tremendous need. Another area is online tutoring, sort of similar evolution, where just overnight, just incredible. So a lot of opportunity out there.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, Bill, for sharing that. It's really interesting. Is Marcelo with us? He's also Boston.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you think?
It's nice to see what Will was talking, and what we see here. The money is here. The money is available. And we just need to concentrate in very good opportunities. I'm trying to be positive all the time. And I see so wonderful opportunities in healthcare, education, and fintechs here in Boston. We are a huge community with a lot of good minds, 83 universities, 25% of the whole population are students. So it's huge, and the entrepreneurship seems to be the how can I say that, the core business of the city. And of course, we are struggling in terms of real estate. For example, we see in downtown big companies saying that 40% the offices are not going to return, and we see people going to the suburbs. But at the same time, the venture capital ecosystem is, I mean, it's so hot nowadays. It's great. It's a lot of opportunities outside. Our investments are focused on this range from $500K to $5 million. And what we see so many good companies to be invested all the time. People are more maturity. I don't know, the maturity level is higher nowadays. And the government, they are so concentrated in looking for good solutions. So in my point of view, it's a very good opportunity. We are much more connected. I think that I'm working 24/7. I'm all the time online, and it's great. My point of view is really a great opportunity nowadays. I've tried to be positive. Sorry, guys.
No, I totally agree with you, and I support you with that, because we see a lot of opportunities to also in Startup Network with this online thing going on, because we can now bring our VCs to almost any city in the world there is.
Exactly.
Like earlier, we would have to convince them somehow they would be considering whether they should invest in this logistics and things like that, right? But right now you just plug in and you are there, right? So it's great opportunities for the startups to find funding. It's great opportunities for the VCs to interact. I love it. And it's like, as for the students, what I see in Europe, because like I'm currently in Europe right now, more people interact via online, because like young people, they are used to online interaction. And it's like an old school that you have to meet, you have to ask an intro, and there is a certain person who will introduce you to somebody, person to person, then you start doing business. But for young people, it's easier to jump into a deal, just like talking online, like we are talking right now. So I think for the startups, it will be easier to find stuff for the startups, to be easier to interact, like open innovation world. I really believe
Anna, can I come in and ask actually Marcelo
Sure.
and possibly Will and others on this, because it's not just a lot of startups approach people abroad for investment, as it were, and you're adding a layer of risk to send a check to somewhere in another country, potentially. Doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's another layer of risk, because there's other regulations. So let me ask you, Marcelo and Will, would you consider writing a check to a company out around somewhere else, out of your territory, where all you could do was have a face-to-face over the internet? Have you done that? Because that may be the new world.
Will, you want to take this?
I mean, it's an excellent question. I would say the operating premise for most of the groups I'm involved in, for example, Launchpad really focuses on the Boston area, because there's easier opportunity to interact with entrepreneurs, and also part of the value added is us really being as helpful as possible to the startup companies. But I think it's something that would be questions. It's similar for Walnut Ventures, which is a very local one. But I did raise the question about companies. You're talking international. I'm talking the first step would be to go outside of the New England area, sort of an hour drive away. And these groups have been around for a long time, and they come from the mental model of face-to-face meetings, and that's been turned on its head. So I think it's something. International is kind of a stretch because of really understanding the laws and regulations, and sort of de-risking the actual funding mechanisms. But I think there will be a healthy evolution towards that.
Yeah. In our case, we are totally international. We have offices in Brazil, and we are looking for good opportunities to prepare a soft land from Brazilian companies in US. So at the same time, the exchange rate is 1 per 5. So assets in Brazil are really depreciated nowadays with great opportunities. So it's good to go there. It's cheaper. You can see great companies there and become this company international, these cross-border operations. It makes totally sense. So if you see good opportunities in Brazil, we try to bring there in a global situation, mainly in the US, of course. Also in Europe, of course, the Europeans, they don't have this exchange rate, but the mindset is pretty much the same in some countries. For example, Portugal, they did a very good homework. It's a very small country, but with a great opportunities also there. So, of course, international is a great opportunity, and if you see great assets, great companies, totally makes sense.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you answer your question, but
yeah, Alexandra, you're back with us.
Yes, probably. So, what, guys, do you expect will happen with the universities in a new season? Because it's a city of universities.
Yeah, we heard that some of the universities will remain online.
Great question. Right yesterday, Harvard announced that 40% of the undergraduate students are coming back to the campus. They have this whole immigration issues, immigration visas issues too, because of the Trump governor, et cetera, But people that are 100% online, they cannot get the right visa to stay in the US, and they need people together, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to be a really huge challenge. 25% of the population are students, 83 universities, as I said before. Harvard is really concerned on this, MIT the same. And for us, as in the venture capital ecosystem, if you go, for example, to MIT labs, where you see 1,500 companies, they are still running, but most of them without being in person, without having the students there running the company. So it's quite a weird situation nowadays. It's complicated.
Okay, yes, we are getting used to living under new circumstances, right?
Exactly.
Everybody is. Yeah, okay, we'll live and see, right, Alexander, to see what's happening. Yes, and that's one of the points why we are doing all our unicorn battles in different parts of the world, trying to connect the dots, right? Because like it's helping startups and VC ecosystem become better and better under new circumstances. And Anastasia, where are we going next? It's our Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, it's the DACH region, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, right? And another US event, it's California event, right?
Yes, we are.
So everybody is welcome to join us. As I said, we have a couple more unicorn preliminary battles to go, and then we're gonna have finals, really huge event for finals. Save your dates, 28th, 29th, and 30th of July. And I guess we will see everyone online.
Yeah,
stay well, stay healthy. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone, again.
Thanks.
Great arrangement as always, Anna and Anastasia. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks
Frederick.
for joining us. And
see you.
See you next time. Yeah. Thanks.
Take care. Stay safe.
Stay
yes,
safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Looking forward for next our events. Bye, everyone. See you next time.